sentence you to life in confinement without parole.
That's f***ing horse shit. You do whatever the f*** you want.
Why are they shutting my mic off?
I'm the federal witness of the United States federal government. I demand some goddamn respect, you. All I did was trespass on property.
Ma'am, you gotta create the community that you want to live in.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get appearances once again for the record. We're going to start with the state.
Alethea Rivers for the state of Florida.
Dominique Cunningham for the Office of the Public Defender.
For pretrial services.
All right. First one I have, if my order is correct, is, please tell me you're Jose Perez. Okay. So we're going to have to do this one over the air, okay? Because the victims also need a Spanish interpreter, okay?
Certainly, Honor.
Okay. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, indique su nombre despacio y en voz alta.
José Aarón Saucedo Pérez.
José Varón Saucedo Pérez.
All right. This is 22 CF 6138, by the way. Okay. Mr. Perez, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this case.
Your Honor, may I be heard on probable
Monsieur.
cause?
Just wait for the translation.
Señor Pérez, voy a designar a la licenciada Cunningham su oficina para que le representen a usted en este caso.
All right, you're here on 2 counts, aggravated battery on a pregnant person and tampering with a witness.
Usted se encuentra aquí por 2 acusaciones, una por agresión física en contra de una mujer embarazada y otra por manipulación de testigos.
Okay, Ms. Cunningham.
Your Honor, we would argue probable cause as to count 1. There's nothing within the 4 corners of the document to suggest that Mr. Jose knew that the victim was pregnant at the time.
Su señoría, queremos hacer un pedimento en cuanto a el indicio de criminalidad de la primera acusación. No vemos del documento y no se desprende del mismo que el señor José Pérez supiera que la víctima en este caso se encontraba embarazada.
I'm going to find PC on that.
Voy a encontrar suficiente indicio de criminalidad en esa acusación.
You made a statement that I'm pregnant. I don't know if knowledge is actually required in the statute.
Your Honor, if I may.
Ella hizo una declaración en donde indica que ella dijo que se encontraba embarazada. No sé si se requiera que esta parte exista dentro del estatuto.
Your Honor, the statement was made on the phone during the 911 hang-up. We don't know who was around when the statement was made. Additionally, it is a requirement for the defendant to have known or should have known that the person was pregnant at the time.
Eso, señoría, la declaración se hizo luego de que se finalizara la llamada del 911 y no sabemos quién hizo tal declaración. Y además, no sabemos si la persona sabía o debía saber que la víctima se encontraba en ese estado.
Additionally, if he was in the room when the statement was made, number 1, we don't know that, and number 2, there's nothing in the 4 corners of the document to suggest that he heard the statement either.
Además, él estaba en el cuarto cuando se hizo la declaración, así que no sabemos precisar con ciencia cierta quién hizo tal declaración.
I'm going to find probable cause.
Voy a determinar que existe suficiente indicio de criminalidad.
So I'm going to find probable cause on counts 1 and 2.
Señor, determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad en las acusaciones 1 y 2.
Hello.
Hola.
You look at me, you don't look at him.
Por favor, míreme a mí, no lo mire a él.
All right, what are your names?
Abigail
Bien,
Aguilar.
¿cuáles son sus nombres?
Abigail Aguilar.
Abigail Aguilar.
Okay. And the person next to you?
¿Y la persona al lado suyo?
Janet Aguilar.
Janet Aguilar.
Okay. All right, so I already found probable cause. I just want to hear about the terms of release.
Bueno, ya determiné que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad, así que lo que quiero ver cuáles son los términos para la puesta en libertad.
We'll go Janet first and then Abigail, okay?
Hablaremos primero con Janet y luego con Abigail, ¿ok?
Okay. So, do you wish to have contact with him?
¿Usted desea tener contacto con él?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you want him to return to the home?
¿Usted quiere que él regrese a la residencia?
Sí.
Yes.
What's your relation to him?
¿Cuál es su relación en cuanto a él?
Mi cuñado.
Brother-in-law.
If something like this were to happen, would you call the police?
Si algo como eso sucediera nuevamente, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
State, any questions for her?
Yes, Your Honor.
¿Fiscalía, alguna pregunta para ella? Sí, su señoría.
Has he ever been violent towards you in the past?
¿Acaso él ha sido violento en contra suya en el pasado?
No.
No.
No further questions.
No tengo más preguntas.
Cunningham?
And from the defense, Your Honor.
Miss Cunningham, soy parte de la defensa, señoría.
Abigail? No?
Ahora, Abigail,
All right. Do you wish to have contact with him?
¿usted desea mantener contacto con él?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you want him to return home?
¿Usted desea que él regrese a la residencia?
Sí, porque él es mi esposo.
Yes, because he's my husband.
You know, husbands shouldn't hit you, right?
Usted sabe que los esposos no deben el esposo no debe golpearlo a usted.
Él no me tocó en ningún momento. Él su único error fue decirme que no llamara a la policía para evitar problemas.
He didn't hit me at any point. His one mistake was telling me not to call the police to avoid any kind of problems.
Would you call the police if something like this were to happen again?
Si algo así sucediera nuevamente, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
No, porque él no es agresivo. Aquí el del delito fue su hermano. Él
No,
no
because
se-
he's not an aggressive person. The one who committed this fault was his brother.
Would you call the police if his brother? Well, let's assume for me that Jose did it. Would you call the police?
Vamos a pretender por un momento que José lo hizo. Si esto sucediera nuevamente, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
No, porque él no es capaz de hacer eso. Nunca lo he
No,
hecho.
because he's not capable of doing that. He's never done that.
You know who Walt Disney is?
¿Usted sabe quién es Walt Disney?
Like Disney World.
¿El parque?
¿Usted sabe lo que es Disney World?
El parque.
The theme park?
Yes. So I want you to pretend like if you're in a Disney movie.
Así que quiero que pretenda usted por un momento que se encuentra en una película de Disney.
If he were to do something like what his brother did to you, would you call the police?
Si él le hiciera a usted lo mismo que usted dijo que hizo su hermano, ¿usted llamaría a la policía entonces?
Si él me toca y me intenta pegar, sí.
If he touches me or he attempts to hit me, yes.
State.
¿Fiscalía?
No further questions.
No tengo más preguntas, señoría.
Cunningham.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Miss Cunningham, nada de parte de la defensa, señoría.
Do you work, ma'am?
Señora, ¿usted trabaja?
No.
No.
Do you depend on him for all the upkeep of the house?
¿Usted depende de él para todas las cosas del hogar?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to find a probable cause on count 1. I'm going to set his bond at $250, and on count two, 50. So total monetary bond will be 300. No hostile contact, and no weapons.
Muy bien, determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad en ambas acusaciones. Impondré la fianza la acusación número 1 en 250 y por la acusación número 2, 50. Esto da un total de $300. Además, voy a imponer una orden de no contacto hostil.
Miss Janet,
Miss Janet,
you're not married to his brother. You're not his actual sister-in-law.
usted no está casada con el hermano de él. Usted no es la cuñada.
No, era novio, el hermano de él. No sé qué es tu cuñado.
No, his brother was my boyfriend.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That was my only clarification. All right.
Bien, gracias.
Is this the brother?
No, this
Oh, this is still him? All right. Okay. So I think we're done with him, right?
yes.
Yes. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Señor, su nombre y fecha de nacimiento despacio y en voz alta, por favor.
Es Omar Saucedo Pérez, 7 de septiembre de 1990.
Omar Salcedo Perez, September 7th, 1990.
Okay, this is 22 CF 6139, by the way.
Sí, así es.
All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this matter.
Bien, voy a designar a la licenciada Cunningham y su oficina para que le represente a usted en este caso.
Your Honor, may be heard on probable cause.
Señoría, ¿podemos pedir un indicio suficiente de criminalidad en este caso?
Your Honor, just for the record, the argument is the same. There's nothing in the four corners of the document to indicate that he was aware that the victim was pregnant at the time that this occurred. That is a requirement of this charge. So we would state that there's no PC.
Su señoría, para que consten actas, al igual que el caso anterior, no hay nada que se desprenda del documento que indique que se hiciera una declaración de que la víctima se encontraba en estado de embarazo al momento de ocurridos los hechos y por tanto pedimos que se revise el indicio de criminalidad en esta causa.
I'm going to find PC.
Bien, voy a determinar que existe suficiente indicio de criminalidad.
So, with respect to Omar, we'll start with Janet again. Ma'am, do you wish to have contact?
Con respecto a Omar, comenzaremos con Janet. Señora, ¿usted quiere tener contacto con esta persona?
No.
No,
Okay. I have no other questions. State.
no tengo más preguntas.
No
¿Fiscalía?
All right, now,
No
as to
más preguntas.
Abigail,
En cuanto a Abigail,
do you wish to have contact?
Sí.
¿usted quiere tener contacto? Yes.
Do you all live together?
¿Todos ustedes conviven juntos?
Sí.
Yes.
State.
No further questions.
Fiscalía, no tengo más preguntas.
Cunningham?
If anything else were to happen, would you call the police?
Si algo más ocurriera, ¿usted llamaría a la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
You afraid of him?
¿Usted acaso le teme a él?
Yo no, ella sí.
No, not me. She does.
Can we have her answer out loud for the record?
Podemos pedir que ella responda en voz alta para el acta.
She did.
She answered for her.
We're asking.
No, señoría, ella
We already finished
respondió por ella.
We already finished with black shirt. We're on pink shirt.
Okay, I thought we were the other way around. Okay. Do you want him to return home?
¿Usted acaso quiere que él regrese a casa?
No.
No.
Your
Maybe
Honor.
you're right. Maybe you're right.
Yes, we were speaking to the individual in the black shirt.
Going to Abigail, right? Which one's Abigail again?
Pink shirt.
¿Quién es Abigail nuevamente? La de la camisa rosada.
So we're talking.
Janet es de la camisa negra.
We did Janet.
Julia said no contact.
Janet said no contact.
And then we moved on. We finished with her and we went to
Yes.
Abigail. And then she just answered, you asked her, do you want to have contact? She said, I do. She doesn't.
Okay.
So we're on pink shirt. So can you guys, the young lady in the pink shirt, if you could just stand in front of the mic instead of off to the side.
La señorita, por favor, con la camisa rosada, si puede, por favor, colocarse detrás del micrófono para que se escuche.
Thank you.
Okay, just to be clear, because I'm a little confused. Do you want contact?
Solo para aclarar, porque estoy un poco confundida. ¿Usted quiere tener contacto?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you want him to return home?
¿Y usted quiere que él regrese a la residencia?
No.
No.
I think she changed her answer. If that's what you're.
Yes, that's why I was confused. No further questions, Your Honor.
Parece que cambió la pregunta. Sí, eso me parece. Por eso fue que me confundí. No tengo más preguntas, señoría.
It's really a distinction without a difference since they all live together and the one doesn't want to have contact. I'm going to do no contact and maintain separate residence.
Yes, Your Honor.
And no weapons. In terms of the bond amounts,
Your Honor, may I interpret the last bit?
sure, in terms of the bond amounts,
I mean the one before, the contacts you ordered.
oh, I said it's really a distinction without a difference since they all live together and the one wants no contact. I would make them maintain a separate residence.
En términos de lo que ha acontecido el día de hoy y basado en que todos viven juntos, haré una determinación de que mantengan residencias separadas por este caso. Y en cuanto a las fianzas impuestas,
I'll do the same bonds on 1 and 2 as his brother.
fijaré las fianzas de la misma manera que las fijé con su hermano.
On the battery,
En cuanto a la agresión física,
1,000. So on count 3, 1,000.
en cuanto a la agresión física, la fianza se fija en $1,000.
Your Honor, just to be clear, count 1 is 250 and count 2 is 50, I believe?
Yes.
Okay.
Solo para aclarar, señoría, la acusación 1 serían 250 y la acusación número 2, 50. Sí.
And Your Honor, may we have a one-time return with law enforcement?
Su señoría, ¿podemos pedir el regreso en una sola ocasión acompañado por la fuerza policial?
Yes.
Sí.
All right. Thank you.
Gracias.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. So now we got headphones, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm confirming connection real quick.
Sí, señor.
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm there is connection.
Okay, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Emanuel Sánchez Ortiz, julio 10 del 86. Sí, correcto. Ortiz.
Emmanuel Sanchez Ortiz,
Yes.
July 10, 1986.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez Ortiz, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on one count of failure to appear. So another judge has already found probable cause, set your bond at $2,000. Stay that bond. Does he have? Okay, and I'll take, does he have 2 keys? This is just for information. it's a DUI. Okay. And then you have a second case. I'm also going to appoint Ms. Cunningham on. And that you have 5 counts. Drug possession without a prescription. A non-moving traffic violation. Possession of drug equipment. A moving traffic violation, which is driving with your license suspended or revoked. And possession of marijuana. I'm going to find probable cause on those charges. Set your bond at 500 for count 1, 5,000 for count 1. I apologize. 500 for each additional count. So the total monetary bond there will be 7,000. And I'm going to order you to not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and to have no possession of any drugs or other controlled substance without a prescription. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm going to take no action on that. Yeah. And I'll take no action on the Dewey.
Your Honor, may the interpreter ask for these CF case number?
Sure. So the first one, it was CT 22 CT 1948, and the second one was 22 CF 6144.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Efraín Caraballo Borrero.
Efraín Caraballo Borrero.
All right, this is a re-IA from yesterday, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, you've already been appointed to Ms. Cunningham?
Yes, Your Honor. We were reset for probable cause. The state asked for 24 hours. I do not believe any additional information has been given.
Alicia Rivers for the state of Florida. I have not received any further information from the officer, but the state would argue that looking at the 4 corners of the arrest affidavit, that PC does exist for all of for counts 1 through 5. In particular, I believe defense's argument yesterday was that the state could not prove that the defendant was carrying the gun in a concealed manner. If you look at the jury instructions for carrying a concealed weapon.
My apologies, counsel. Can you go a little bit slower for the interpreter, please?
Yes. If you look at the jury instructions for unlicensed carrying a concealed weapon or firearm, the term ordinary sight of another person means the casual, ordinary observation of another and the normal association of life. A firearm need not be completely hidden for you to find that it was concealed. In the arrest affidavit, Deputy John Palacio did observe the defendant wearing a gray jacket and blue jeans, place an object that appeared to be a gun in his waistband, and it being in the waistband was in a concealed manner. A witness also stated that she saw the same person, defendant, with a gun in his pants. Also, if you take the totality of the circumstances, the information provided in the arrest affidavit, the deputy stating that they did a canvas and saw a defendant who matched the description of the victim and the witness with a gun in his possession, that the state has met PC for the concealed carry requirement for those counts 1 through 5. Also further states that absolute invisibility is not a necessary element to a finding of concealment.
Okay. I'm going to find no PC on the carrying sealed. I'm going to find PC on the other counts.
Your Honor, are you also finding PC on count 6 and 7? I would argue that, again.
Not on 7.
Excuse me?
Not on 7.
Okay.
I think the witness saying he pointed it at them. takes care of the rest. So, no PC on counts 4 and on count 7. I'm gonna set bond as follows. On count 1, I'm gonna change bond to 10,000. Count 2, 5,000. On count 3, 1,000. On count 5, 1,000. And on count 6, 1,000. I'm going to order him to have no contact with the victim, to not return to the scene, and not possess any weapons. Thank you. Is that the last Spanish one? Yes. Okay. All right, that's the last Spanish one.
Yes, Your Honor. Just for clarification, could you please repeat the CF case number for Mr. Barrero?
Sure. It is CF 6042.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
May I be excused at this moment?
You want to be?
All right, Your Honor.
All right. Bye. Take care.
Likewise.
Have these out of order. All right, sir, what's your name?
Victor Monroe.
Yeah, I got these out of order. All right, Mr. Monroe, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you in this matter. You're here on one count of battery domestic violence. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find that there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim and no weapons of any kind, and to maintain a separate residence.
Your Honor, can we have a one-time return with law enforcement?
Absolutely, yes.
No.
Once we get through the move-ups, we'll be back on track. Oh, there he is.
I'll slide over. Is he going to use this one or that one?
All right, sir, what's your name and your date of birth?
Michael Burrell, 11/27/56.
Okay, Mr. Burrell, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this case. You're here on two counts, I'm sorry, of possession of cocaine. Another judge has already found probable cause. Set your bond on count 1 at 1,000, on count 2 at 500. Your total bond will be 1,500. I'm going to add the condition of just no drugs or other controlled substance without a prescription.
Excuse me, Judge, you see 2 cases?
No, I'm struggling here. It's remove ups. Hold on. Is there a second case?
I see oh, it's just Adam? Oh. I see there's 22 CF 005927 and 2022 CF 003887. Okay.
I don't have that one. What was the number again?
005927 and CF 003887.
Yeah, I have, they're the same charges, right? So there was 2 warrants in there. Maybe that's, I think he might be, oh, can I see that back again? I saw 2 warrants and I just assumed because they were the same charges, same bonds, they were the same thing, but maybe. 5297 and 22 CF 3887. You may.
The 2022 CF 003887, it looks like he had initial appearance on that case on the 20th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so 1,500, no drugs. All right, thank you.
Yes, just to be clear, he is in custody on that other case already.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Two cases.
All right, we'll reset.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I believe this is a reset from yesterday.
Oh, it is. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender.
Your Honor, we'd waive her appearance at this time.
All right. I'm just having difficulty finding her face sheet because she's a move up. Does she qualify for PTR?
no, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to set her bond. I'm going to find PC, set her bond at 500, no return. All right. Does he qualify for?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender for Mr. Lautu. Do you waive? Well, hold on. Do you waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to find PC. I'm going to set bond on count 1 at 500, count 2 at 150. Order no return. 5,000.
Your Honor.
5,000.
Yeah, Mr. Laltu has 3 cases.
All right. On the second one, the violation of the domestic injunction. I'm sorry. On the second one, the battery, 500 each, fine PC. So there's $1,000 there. Order no contact with victims and no weapons of any kind. On the violation of domestic injunction, give me 1 second. Let's set bond at 7,500. Again, order no contact. All right. Appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Does he qualify for PTR?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, we'll waive his appearance.
Okay. I'm going to set bond at 500. Order no return. Did anybody want to come see me today? Or? What's the next one? Your name, sir?
Warren.
Dewan Swarm? Okay. Swarm, you are here on disorderly conduct, 1 count of disorderly conduct. I'm going to find PC on that. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you.
Your Honor, this is a city ordinance. Does the court have an offer for this?
Can I get a history?
Yes. Florida history, 4 misdemeanors, 1 failure to appear back in August of 2021. As conviction, September 2021, false ID to Leo. Two counts of disorderly conduct, trespass, Florida arrest, possession of drug paraphernalia, throw a missile into dwelling, vehicle, building, or aircraft, criminal mischief. He's a multi-state offender. Out-of-state convictions, possession of controlled substance, unlawful possession of prescription drug, burglary, possession of a weapon by felon. All right, domestic violence, 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, 3 counts of burglary, dangerous drugs, and embezzlement.
I'd give him time served, adjudication of guilt. Court costs.
May I have a moment, Your Honor? Your Honor, we'll take that offer at this time.
All right, sir, if you can raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give to be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, what's your name and age?
Sworn.
And your age?
37.
How far did you go in school, sir?
I graduated high school.
Okay, do you have any, have you ever been treated for any mental illness?
No.
Okay. Are you under a doctor's care?
No, sir.
You're under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
You can put your hand down, by the way. The terms of the plea, would plead guilty, would adjudicate you guilty, and give you credit time served and court costs, a year to pay them. Okay. You understand those terms?
Yes, sir.
Have you been promised anything other than what you just heard in exchange for your plea?
No, sir.
All right. Have you been forced to accept it?
Excuse me?
Have you been forced to accept it?
No, sir.
All right. You understand if you accept it, you are giving up some constitutional rights, such as the right to trial, the right to not incriminate yourself, the right to have an attorney,
Yes, sir.
and you want to proceed even though you're giving up those rights?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And we're stipulating to the facts?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, to the charge of disorderly conduct? Is that what it is? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, so upon acceptance of the plea, I find the defendant freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived his rights. He knowingly entered into the plea and understands the nature of the charges and consequences of the plea. He's competent, coherent, and alert, and that there is a factual basis for the entry of the plea, and I will sentence him to credit time served and court costs with a year to pay the court costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your name?
Michael Candelario Rosario.
I was hoping you'd say that. All right, we're back on track here. All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this case. You're here on 2 counts. First one is criminal mischief. The second one is battery, dating violence. I've already previously found probable cause for those and set your bond on count 1 at $2,100. On count 2, I will set your bond at $2,500. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim, no return to the scene, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and to maintain separate residence. Okay?
Your Honor, can we have a one-time return?
Yes. All right, thank you, sir. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Ricky Davis, 8/13/1962.
All right, Mr. Davis, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this matter. You are here on 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in a domestic violence context. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. Hi, ma'am. We're here just to hear about the terms of the release, okay?
Yes.
All right, so if you can raise your right hand for me, please. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give in this matter?
Yes.
Be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What's your name?
Emma L. Davis.
All right, and what's your relation to the defendant?
That's my spouse.
Okay. And ma'am, according to the arrest affidavit, you're listed as the victim.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then I'm going to turn it over to the attorneys to do the same, okay?
Okay.
Do you wish to have contact with Mr. Davis?
No, sir.
Okay. That's the only question I have. State?
No further questions from the state.
Defense?
No questions from the defense.
Okay. So I found probable cause. I'm going to set your bond at $15,000 on first count. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence, to not return to the home except for a one-time return with law enforcement, to retrieve personal belongings, and no weapons of any kind. Yeah, no contact, no.
Your Honor,
Yes.
would the court be willing to give a lower bond? Mr. Davis does have a job, and he's unable to afford this bond, and he is afraid that he's going to lose his job.
I object.
Sorry?
I'm scared for my life. I don't buy that one.
I'm gonna stay the bond, so I'm not gonna change it. And I'm gonna take no action though on the case he's out on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, your name, ma'am?
Victoria Diaz,
All right, your date of birth, please.
April 14, 2003.
All right, I'm gonna appoint that young lady standing next to you to be your attorney. That's Miss Cunningham, okay? You're here on 2 counts. First one is burglary of a dwelling. The second one is criminal mischief. Another judge has already reviewed and found probable cause for those. He set your bond on count 2 at $500. On count 1, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. So your total monetary bond will be $3,000. I'm going to order you to not return to the Cornerstone Apartments and to have no contact with the victim. Okay, do you reside there?
That's my sister. She's dropping the charges, though. Do you live there?
I'm going to order you to,
You have belongings there?
are you her sister?
Okay.
Okay, I thought only you. No, you, Ms. Rivers. Only the state can drop the charges.
And, Your Honor,
But I don't think she wants this.
Your Honor, can we have a one-time return? She does have belongings there.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can grab your stuff, you just have to call the cops first. Okay?
No contact, no weapons.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I wasn't sure if I had said it or not.
I wrote it, so I think you said it.
I say a lot of things. Name and date of birth, sir?
William Hampton.
All right, Mr. Hampton, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. So you are here on, well, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. You're here on 4 counts. So another judge has already reviewed the case, found probable cause. Count 1, aggravated assault with a firearm. Count 2, aggravated battery with a firearm. Count 3, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Count 4, possession of a firearm in commission of a felony. I'm going to give you bond on those. I'm going to set bond on count 1 at $10,000, on count 2, $15,000, count 3 and 4, $2,500.
Hey, can I say something?
Okay. I'm going to order you to not have contact with the victim, not return to the scene, or no, maintain separate residence, and no weapons of any kind. Maintain separate residences and no return. Oh, does it? Oh, no return to, I'm gonna keep no return to the scene. Yeah, maintain, so 3 conditions plus maintain separate. All right, does he have 2 cases?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I missed Did you address the second case?
I have not yet.
Okay.
Okay. And you have a second case, possession of cannabis. I'm gonna find probable cause on that, appoint Ms. Cunningham, and I'm gonna set your bond at, I'm gonna ROR you on that.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, did we get a one-time return for the first case?
I don't know if I said it out loud, but I thought it,
Okay, he was talking to me, so I could have missed a lot of things.
and I don't know if I said it out loud, but yes.
There you go. Ask him what? So you have a one-time return with law enforcement, so if you get out, you can go, you just have to call the law enforcement first.
All right, your name and date of birth, ma'am.
Tara Quinn, 09/11/94.
All right, Ms. Quinn, I'm gonna appoint that young lady that's next to you to be your attorney. That's Ms. Cunningham. Okay, you are here on one count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to. No history.
No history.
All right.
Just one arrest for battery, that's,
One arrest?
yes,
For what?
battery.
All right. I'm gonna set your bond at, 3,500. I'm gonna order you have no contact with the victim to, not return, no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, no weapons of any kind. One-time return with law enforcement to retrieve personal belongings.
There you go. Mhm. Yes.
Name and date of birth, sir.
Fernando Santiago, 12/07/1988.
All right, Mr. Santiago, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on one count of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. Review the affidavit. I find there's probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond, again, no history.
One arrest DUI.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at 2,500. Order you to not have contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence, allow one-time return with law enforcement, but no weapons of any kind, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jose Vega, 9/12/93.
All right, Mr. Vega. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on one count of aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond at 2,500. Order you to have no contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence. You'll have a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve personal belongings, and no weapons of any kind, okay?
I can't hear last, sorry.
No weapons of any kind,
Okay.
all right? Oh. Okay. Oh, we still have somebody back there?
Yes.
Is they're actually covered by the pole. All right, sir, name and date of birth, please.
Excuse me?
Your name and your date of birth.
Joshua Adams, July 31st, 92.
All All right, Mr. Adams, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. You're here on one count of assault, domestic violence. Review the arrest affidavit, find there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond at $1,500, order you to have no contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence and not have any weapons. Okay?
Can we get a one-time return, Your Honor?
Yes, one-time return. Is there? My paper clips got crossed. No. There's a guy running for judge named Josh Adams, I thought. For a second. All right, your name and date of birth, ma'am.
Eva Garcia Burgos, 10/13/1974.
All right, Ms. Garcia Burgos, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham, who's sitting next to you, to be your attorney. You are here on one count of battery, dating violence. I have reviewed that affidavit. I do find that there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to order you be released. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. Let's set your bond at $5,000 based on the out-of-state history. So I'm going to set your bond at $5,000, order you to have no contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence, and to not possess any weapons of any kind.
Your Honor, one-time return?
Yes, one-time return. Name and date of birth, sir.
Good afternoon, Brian Lewis, 10/15/1981.
Good afternoon. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. You're here on one count of battery, touching, or striking.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I'm going to find PC on the battery. It's been a hell of a basketball game, I guess. I struggle with this one a little bit. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Order you have no contact with the victim. Maintain a separate residence.
And Your Honor, one-time return?
Yes, a one-time return, no weapons.
Yes, but you need to.
Thank you, sir.
You have to leave or call your public defender and get the name to call her so that they can file it. You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm not even going on. It's just kind of all right. Eyes on me. All right. Name and date of birth, please.
Davika Mirage, August 7th, 1997.
Hey, Miss Mara. Is it Mirage or Mara?
I'm sorry, Mirage.
It's Mirage. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this case. You're here on one count of battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. Hi, sir.
Hello,
All right. What's your name?
Angelo Rodriguez.
All right. And what's your relation to the defendant?
It's my girlfriend.
I'm sorry?
It's my girlfriend.
Okay. You're also the victim
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Solemnly swear a firm testimony you're about to give in this matter to be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask you a few questions. It's not about the incident, just conditions of release. Do you wish to have contact with her?
Yes.
Are you scared of her?
No.
You guys live together?
Yes, sir.
You want to return home?
Yes, sir.
If something like this were to happen again, would you call the police?
Of course.
State?
Has the defendant ever been aggressive with you in the past?
Not of this magnitude.
But she has been aggressive before?
Yes.
And the scar on your head, was that caused by the defendant?
The scar or the cut?
The scar on your head right now, on your forehead?
The open cut or the scar?
Yes.
The cut?
Both.
No, just the cut.
No further questions.
Trying to get into the Air Force?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I?
Oh, that's him?
I don't have any questions.
Sorry, but I skipped you. Do you have any questions for him?
I do not have any questions for him, but Your Honor, I'd like to know, I believe they're both listed as victims in this case, so I'd like the court to take that into consideration. Additionally, she does qualify for pretrial release.
You've only been unemployed for 1 day?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna PTR her. So I'm gonna give her pretrial release. I'm gonna order no hostile contact with the victim so she can return home. No hostile contact, no yelling, no throwing, no hitting. No weapons. Okay. And
Alicia versus the state of Florida. The state would ask the court to reconsider and put in place a no contact order. The defendant did state that there have been multiple domestic violence incidents with the victim in this case, and he has stated that she has gotten aggressive with him in the past, and he does have visible injuries present today.
Your Honor, may I ask the victim a question?
Yeah.
Sir, when you say she's been aggressive in the past, has she hit you in the past?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Excuse me?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor.
he got nervous. He said no, sir, and he said, no, ma'am.
It's okay.
People do it to me all the time too. Don't worry.
Your Honor, we'd ask for the court to stay the PTR in light of his answer. There is no hostile contact that would be in place. She is aware that that means to not be aggressive, no fighting, nothing like that.
Let me tell you what can happen if there's any hostility. So let's say there's hostile contact, you get mad, you smack him, you throw something at him. Okay? You pick up that new case. Great. But you're violating the terms of release in this case. And generally what happens when you violate terms of release, we say, you can't stay out of trouble while you're out, so we're just going to keep you in. So if you violate the terms of release, probably you're going to end up in jail for a while just sitting there. Okay? Probably not where you want to be, right? Right? Or do you want to be in there?
I would like to be outside.
I can't even.
I would prefer to be outside.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to do no hostile contact based on his testimony. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And she has no history. All right, your name, please.
Karan Shabazz.
Are you also Karan Barfield Shabazz?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. All right, sir, I'm going to appoint that young lady next to you to be your attorney. You are here on 3 counts: possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of, this is a big word, tetrahydrocannabinoids, or possession of drug and 3rd count, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for those charges. I'm going to give you $250 with PTR on count 1, and then straight PTR on the other two counts?
Appreciate you, Your Honor. Your Honor, can I say a few words, please?
Is it nice things about me, or is it? No, I'm just kidding. Ask your attorney first. You have the right to remain silent. So you do have the right to remain silent, and,
Your Honor,
yes, sir?
when I was arrested, it wasn't done properly.
It was what?
It wasn't done properly.
So there's some conditions on your release, by the way.
Your Honor, if I may. He stated that he is a sovereign citizen. He does not want the public defender's office representing him.
Not in a bad way. I just rather represent myself for this manner. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you want me to undo the bonds, and you want?
No. I want you to continue how you did it. I just wanted to let you know everything that
She did a good job. Now you
Yeah,
don't
she
need
did
her
a great
anymore.
job.
Now you don't need her anymore.
Yeah, she's a great person. She did a great job. But I just wanted to
doing pretty
explain to
good.
you how my opinion real quick before I get up out of here.
Okay, but
So-
just about your case, I understand you may have some complaints about how
Huh?
things were done.
I just had a question. This real
Oh,
quick question.
Sure.
Okay, so when you're arrested, right?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it by duty that the officers have to read your Miranda rights, right?
That's generally the law, yes.
That wasn't done with me, sir. That's just all I was saying, brother. That's all I was saying, brother. They didn't handle me right. They just put me.
I appointed it, but he's denying the request, so we're unappointing her.
That's all I wanted to get out there, sir. That's all I was saying.
No, I understand. I
Your
understand.
Honor, I just want to clarify whether he wants the office appointed or not, because now I'm not really sure.
No, it's okay. You're doing your job great.
But do you want her to be your lawyer, or do you not want her to be?
Do I
It's
want her to
fine
be
if-
my lawyer?
It's fine if you don't.
Yeah,
I just want to
not a big
clarify
deal.
what you want.
No, Mel.
No, you don't? Okay,
No.
that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, so no PD.
But I appreciate you, Your Honor.
Well, hold on. There's some conditions I'm going to put on you.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to ask you to not do any or possess any drugs.
Yes, sir.
Or other controlled substance without a prescription.
Yes, sir.
And that'll be it.
Appreciate you. Do my firearm and stuff, do I get that returned? Because it was all legal, concealed in my name.
I'm putting no conditions on that.
Yes, sir. I just wanted a better understanding. What does that mean? So I could just know, so I could tell my people when I go home. So what does that mean? Like, do I go to the police?
So the case is still going on.
Okay.
But I'm going to, it's innocent until proven guilty. So we make sure you're not, doing something
Yes, sir.
weird.
Yes, sir.
You can go home, but you got to show up for court.
Okay.
So you can have court dates. That's why it's usually good to have a lawyer, because they're going to keep track of the court dates for you and call you.
She a lawyer? So she a lawyer?
Yeah, she's a lawyer.
I didn't know. I thought I didn't know. I
I'm
didn't
a
know.
public
She passed the bar.
That is also a lawyer.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No doubt. No doubt. I just wanted to
So
clarify.
you don't want the lawyer.
Huh?
You don't want the free lawyer.
No, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna have to, let me tell you this, because I get worried about these things. If you don't show up for court, then they arrest you again.
I'm showing up. I'm gonna show up.
Okay, all right, so you gotta keep on top of that, okay?
All right. Yes, sir.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you. Take care. All right. Sir, your name?
My name is Krishan Barnes.
All right, Mr. Barnes, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. You're here on 2 counts, solicitation to sell, deliver cocaine. Another judge has already found probable cause for those charges. She set your bond at $1,500 each count. Total monetary bond is $3,000. I'm going to add one condition, and that's that you not possess any drugs or other controlled substance without a prescription, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Oh, I'm just gonna stay it, and then no drugs. Yeah. No, it's okay. There's a lot going on. All right, your name, sir?
Timothy Becker.
All right, Mr. Becker. Appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You're here on 3 counts, possession of heroin, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of drug equipment or paraphernalia. I've reviewed the affidavit. I find there's probable cause for those charges. I'm going to issue a bond at $2,000 on count 1, $100 each on counts 2 and 3, so your total bond will be $2,200. Yeah, $2,200. I'm going to also add the condition, no drugs or other controlled substance without a prescription, okay? Thank you, sir. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Anthony Casal, 21090.
All right, Mr. Cassell, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this matter. You are here on 3 counts: possession of heroin, introducing contraband into a state facility, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause for those 3 charges. I am going to set your bond at $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, $100 on count 3. Additionally, I'm going to add a requirement that you not possess any drugs or controlled substance without a prescription.
Hold on, he has another case. Your Honor, I believe he has another case.
We only have one.
Because he was brought in on a possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia, and then this,
Oh, yeah, so there's CF 132 and then CF 130. I only have 132. Did you already have initial appearance on the other one?
I don't believe so. They were both on my list, so.
Mine too.
He was brought in this morning, so.
Oh, can I see that? I might have just not flipped the page. 130 and 132.
No, he has not been arraigned.
It's not affidavit?
I can.
Your Honor, I don't believe it's in the clerk's site just yet.
Secret website.
It was given to me this morning. One moment. The listed bond amount is 1,000 for count 1 and 100 for count 2.
You got a first appearance information sheet on the clerk's site. That's the same one. Yeah.
Judge, did you find the affidavit? May I approach?
No, apparently I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Is this the same narrative as the other one?
No, the narrative should be different.
I've read this one.
The narrative for the one that includes introduction to
Oh, because I
the,
signed the search warrant. They woke me up at like 2 a.m. to sign your search warrant.
well,
That was you. It's okay. I went right back to sleep. Don't worry. I've read this one. I signed the search warrant on it, so I'm familiar with it. I find PC. I find PC for those. I'm going to stay the bonds. I will just add the condition besides the no possession, no return to the courtyard, Marion. Well, the other one is introduction into the. So the other one is no possession. That's it. This one is no possession and no return to the hotel.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, sir, your name, date of birth.
Joaquin Cleveland, September 15th, 1993.
All right, Mr. Cleveland, you're here on a warrant. So another judge has already found probable cause. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. The judge already found probable cause on sale or delivery of MDMA and sale and delivery of a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. So bond on count 1 is 15,000, count 2 is 2,500. Additionally, you shall not possess, consume, or sell any illegal drugs. They're illegal, I would suspect. You just got to follow the law.
All right.
All right.
Can I say something?
Is there an out-of-state warrant on him? Or is that just standard on everything? Okay.
tell anything.
So, I kind of hear you. Today's not about proving the case.
Today's just for bond.
All right, sir. Name and date of birth, please.
Terry Cummings, 12968.
All right. All right, Mr. Cummings, you are here on 4 counts. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on count. You have 2 cases? Yep. All right. So on the first case, 4 counts. On the second case, 1 count. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you.
Your Honor?
Yes?
He's having a hard time hearing you.
Is it because I'm mumbling or
Is
because
that better?
Me, I can barely hear you.
those headphones? Do we have the?
I'm following you, I'm just.
Do you want me to just speak slower? Is this better? Okay, sorry. All right, so you're here on 2 different cases. The first case has 4 counts. The second case has 1 count. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. So on the first count, the first count is loitering or prowling. The second count is petty theft. Third count is grand theft. The fourth count is fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer. On the second case, the 1 count is leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. I'm going to find probable cause and set your bonds as follows. On count 1, 100, count 2, 100, count 3, 150, count 4, 500. On the second case, count 1, 500. Your total bond will be $1,350, $1,350. I'm going to order you to not have contact with the victim, and that'll be it. Name and date of birth, ma'am.
Samantha Fox, July 7, 1991.
All right, Ms. Fox. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You are here on 1 case, 2 counts. First count is possession of methamphetamine. Second one is possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for those charges. I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at 1,000, count 2 at 500. I'm going to order you to not possess, consume, or possess or consume any drugs or controlled substance without a prescription. And I'm going to revoke your bond.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yes.
We'd ask for no action to be taken on the case that she's out on. It has not been filed on.
What's the date on it?
4/16 was the date of the incident.
I'll take no action. You guys haven't filed on it yet?
Your Honor, no, we have not filed on it, but pursuant to Florida Statute 903, pull it up. The court may, on its on motion, if it does find PC, revoke the defendant's bond. The state would ask for the defendant's bond be revoked on that felony case due to the fact that it is a similar act as the one that she's presently charged with.
Isn't it the same thing?
And Your Honor, although that might be true, it has been over a month and there's been no action taken on the case. Again, it hasn't been filed on since the date of the incident, so we would just ask for no action to be taken on that particular case.
She was convicted on the same charge in September 30th of 2021. I mean, like 8 months ago, she was convicted of the same exact charge, got arrested a month ago, got arrested again this month. I'm going to revoke. This is one you want to be heard on, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's go through the motions and then we'll go to you. All right, sir, your name and date of birth?
Henry Frink, 09/30/1992.
Okay, Mr. Frank, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You're here on 5 counts. Aggravated assault with a firearm, grand theft, 3rd degree, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, burglary of a conveyance, and battery. Ms. Cunningham.
Your Honor, we'd like to challenge the probable cause for the grand theft of a firearm. There's nothing here stating that the firearm found in the vehicle was the same firearm that was used in the altercation, nothing stating that he was aware of the firearm or its placement, and nothing stating that he knew or should have known that the firearm was in the vehicle.
Okay, give me a second.
And I don't know if I said...
This is the one at the hotel, right?
Hotel, and then they were stopped at I think a gas station. And Your Honor, I don't know if I said it, but we are just challenging for count, I believe, 2, the grand theft of a firearm.
I was very confused by the facts of this case. It seems like
I had to read it a couple
Hey.
times. I actually printed it, and I normally don't print them.
you pulled behind him and then you all looked at each other and decided to fight?
Don't answer that.
No, you don't have to answer it. Just don't say anything.
You have...
Ms. Rivers?
One moment.
I'll just say I tend to agree that I wouldn't find PC on that. So what do you?
The state will argue that there is PC for this case. It states that the firearm was found in the defendant's vehicle. The defendant did have possession of that vehicle, and it was reported stolen under case number 2022-00160235.
Which I think would go to count 3, but not necessarily count 2.
We're arguing PC for count 2, right?
Yeah, we're arguing PC for count 2.
Okay.
So I'd say I would find no PC for count 2.
And Your Honor, that's the grant. I don't have the counts in front of me. So.
It's the grant theft.
Okay.
And count 3 is possession.
Yes, Your Honor.
They would ask for a reset as to count 2, 24 hours.
Okay, I'll grant the reset. I'm gonna find PC on counts 1, 3, 4, and 5. I'm gonna stay the bonds on 3, 4, and 5, 150, 150, 100. I'm gonna, put 10,000 on count 1. Order no contact with the victim or co-defendants. No weapons. So on count 2, we're resetting to tomorrow, and everything else on PC. 10,000. So count 2 will stay.
The other ones, then you have to pay a bond.
Correct.
You have a bond.
And no contact with victim or co-defendants,
Yeah, if you
no
want-
weapons.
You'll, the case isn't closed. But, but, it's 10,000, 150, 150, 100, and then this is 150.
Girl, you want me to do math?
Mm-hmm. All right. Excuse me, name and date of birth.
10/6/68.
And your name?
Jerry House.
House.
Yes, sir.
That's how you say it?
Yes. It's like with a W.
Got it. All right, Mr. Howard, I'm gonna appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on this.
Yes, sir.
You're here on a failure to appear, for court.
Can I explain that?
Not to me, my friend. So another judge has already, issued a warrant, for your arrest.
Yes.
I'm not sure who it was. Judge Wilson? All right, I ain't gonna touch it. She set your bond at 0 on that failure to appear, so we'll stay that bond. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Tell her I said that. All right.
My name is Sheila Marslin, May 23rd, 2001.
I already set the one that was 10 years. I mean, I'll see. I know.
Listening.
All right, your name and date of birth, sir.
So my name is Sheila Marcelin, May 23rd, 2001.
All right, Mr. Marcellin, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on this case. You are here on one count for possession of cocaine. We're going to find probable cause for that count. Set your bond at $1,000. Order you to have to not have any drugs or controlled substance in your possession or custody without a prescription, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I am going to take no charge on the open case. No action on criminal mischief. So for the record, no action on 21 CF 5243.
Your mask on.
What's your name and your date of birth?
My name is Thomas Nelson. Thomas Earl Nelson, 4/12/51.
All right, Mr. Nelson, you are here on a failure to appear, so a judge issued a capias, a warrant for your arrest. They set your bond at $500. Who was it? Wooten? All right, so Judge Wooten set your bond at $500. I'm going to stay that bond, okay? And I don't know if you've already been appointed, if your office has been appointed. Okay, so you previously had the PD, so you're already as a lawyer.
Ernest Nobles, 020399.
All right, make sure you speak into that mic for me, please. All right, Mr. Nobles, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You are here on 4 counts.
And Your Honor, may I be heard as to probable cause?
Oh, yes.
Your Honor, we would challenge probable cause on counts 1 and 3 of this case. Mr. Nobles is not alleged to have been the one with the firearm. We have no idea where we do know where he was sitting. Like the other one, we have no idea if he knew that the firearm was in the vehicle. There's nothing stating that he did know the firearm was in the vehicle. It wasn't his vehicle. So we'd state that there's no PC for the charge of grand theft of a firearm. And again, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He's not the one to have been alleged to have the firearm in the altercation. He wasn't found with the firearm on him. We don't know that he knew that the firearm was underneath him. So we'd state that there's no PC for counts 1 and 3 on this case.
State would ask for a 24-hour reset as to count 1 and 3.
Okay, so we'll reset it tomorrow. We'll find PC on 2 and 4 and stay the bonds.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
One and 3 reset. Is that more complicated? Should I just reset the whole thing?
I just want, so if you bond out, then that's fine. If you don't bond out, you'll come back tomorrow and we'll argue this, okay? Here you go.
Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Morning, Judge. My name is Raymond Allen Olson, 12/26/1961.
All right, Mr. Olson, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney on this case. You are here on 1 count of larceny, petty theft, second degree, 2 or more previous theft convictions. Petty theft, 2 prior convictions. All right, I'm going to find probable cause for that charge. I'm going to issue you a bond. That bond will be $1,000 and no return to the scene. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Yeah, bond stayed, no return. All right, name and date of birth, sir.
Michael James Riedel, date of birth is 5/27/60.
All right, Mr. Riedel, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You are here on 1 case. Yeah. On 1 case with 3 counts, leaving scene of crash with injuries, leaving the scene of a crash with property damage, and DUI. I'm going to find probable cause for those charges. I'm going to set your bonds as follows. On count 1, $2,500, count 2, $150, count 3, $100. I'm going to order you not to consume or possess any drugs, alcohol, or other controlled substance without a valid prescription. Okay? Thank you, sir.
He does qualify for PTR.
Oh, he does?
Hold on 1 second, 1 second.
Hold on a second. Look at his history, 2007. Navy veteran?
Yes, sir. I work for the VOA. I house homeless veterans.
I'm gonna give him PTR.
Straight PTR, Your Honor?
Yes, same conditions, but same condition, I guess. Straight PTR. Thanks. Thank you.
No problem.
Cody Dominic Torrey, 12/19/2003.
All right, Mr. Torrey. You know who Joe Torrey is? Do you know who Joe Torrey is?
Yes, sir.
So when you were born, he was a manager of the New York Yankees. Hall of Famer, baseball Hall of Famer. Anyway, you are here on 2 counts, robbery, armed with a deadly weapon, and then grand theft, 3rd degree. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham, that's the young lady standing next to you, to be your attorney on this case. I'm going to find Oh, wait, is this PBL?
I don't, I know that robbery with a firearm is, but I don't know that robbery with a.
Is it, the PTR paperwork says PBL.
I, mm,
Yeah, it's,
Yes,
it's
Your
a
Honor.
PBL.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm gonna hold him no bond on count one. On count two, the grand theft, I'll do 150. I'll stay that bond.
Your Honor,
Yes.
did he, I just want to inquire if he got an invocation of constitutional rights form? Did you get a form signed or? Yeah, I didn't receive any.
You want me to advise him of his constitutional rights?
There's a form that he needs to fill out, Your Honor. I didn't do it either. Okay. Your Honor, we'll get it at a later time. Because I don't have any either.
I think the rule says I'm supposed to advise him if, so. All right, hold on, I got a form. I got a list myself. So you have the right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment. Choose to waive that right, but anything you say will be used against you. These are recorded. State attorneys here. You have the right to counsel. We've already appointed you a public defender. You have the right to communicate with your counsel, family, or friends. I think the rule says those are the only ones I have to advise him of. Obviously, you have all your constitutional rights available, all the Constitution, all 27 amendments. So I think we've complied with what I need to statutorily, but he can see that form in the back with the rest of the information that he needs to. But all right, so thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, your name, please.
Miracle Torres, date of birth 08/27/2000.
All right, Ms. Torres, you are here on a possession of cocaine. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Order you to not possess or consume any drugs or controlled substance without a prescription, okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Mrs. Wicker doesn't want to see me? All right. Wicker doesn't want to see. Oh, we'll reset it, yeah. All right, sir, your name?
James Calloway.
All right, Mr. Calloway, you are here on one count of driving with suspended or revoked license. Just kidding, you're here on 2 cases. On the second case, failing to appear, and also, hold on a second. Is it 3 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're here on 3 cases, 2 failure to appears, and then 1 driving for your license suspended. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham on all 3 cases. On the on the driving for the license suspended or revoked, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set your bond at 500. On the failure to appear, on one of them, the judge set your bond at 500 as well. On the second one, the judge set your bond at 2,000. So I'm going to stay those 2 bonds, and I'm just going to add the condition on the first case. No operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Talk to her first.
See, and I understand, but you don't qualify for free trial. You wouldn't have qualified regardless because of your record. These are your bonds. If you need them more reviewed, you can talk to your attorney, okay? So you're good to go.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you. All right, sir, your name and date of birth?
They read it already? Okay, perfect.
Sir, your name and date of birth?
David Green, 5/28/1977.
All right, Mr. Green, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you. You're here on 1 count of a DUI. We'll find probable cause for that charge. Set your bond at $500. Order you not consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Drugs, alcohol, or a controlled substance without a valid prescription.
You're good. That's it.
Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Cyrus McClaughlin, 7/17/1956.
Okay, Mr. McCrathman.
Yeah.
You're here on 2 counts, petty theft and no valid driver's license. Reviewed the affidavit. I find there's probable cause for those. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to represent you. Set your bond on count 1 to petty theft at $250, count 2 at $500. Order you to not return to the scene of the petty theft and to not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
$250 and $500. Mm-mm.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please. Tell me. What's your name?
Michael Black.
All right, Mr. Black. And what's your date of birth?
2/10/61. So, yeah.
All right, great. I'm going to appoint that young lady standing next to you to be your attorney, okay? All right, yeah, she's your attorney. You're here on 1 count of soliciting without a permit. And another case of resisting an officer without violence.
You got it.
Okay. So I'm going to find probable cause on both those cases. Okay.
Listen to him.
So I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at $500, on count 2 at $500. Your total bond will be $1,000. I'll put no conditions.
There you go. You're good.
Sure. Your name and date of birth, please.
Francisco Garces.
All right, Mr. Garces, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on one count of battery. I find probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim and no weapons, okay? Thank you, sir.
You have a bond. You have to pay the bond.
Name and date of birth, please.
Joseph Genovese, 9/28/1987.
All right, Mr. Genovese, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to represent you. You're here on a trespass on property after warning. Find there's probable cause for that charge. We'll set your bond at $500, okay? Order you not to return to that scene, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. All right. Name and date of birth?
Jason Neal, August 26, 1983.
All right, Mr. Neal, you're here on a trespass on occupied structure, refusal to leave. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Sure.
Just asking. Your Honor,
Yes.
the state has extended an offer to Mr. Neal. It's an adjudication of guilt, 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served. Would the court be willing to take that at this time?
Is that your own?
Alethea Rivers for the state of Florida. That is correct. That's the state's offer in this case.
You already put your appearance on. You don't got to keep saying it. We all know who you are now. Yeah, I'd accept that. All right, so is he accepting?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sorry, I was a lot more efficient today than yesterday, so.
No, you're good. All right, sir, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear a firm testimony you're about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God? All right, what's your name and your age?
My name is Jason Neal, 38.
Okay. And what's your age?
38, sir.
38? Oh. Have you ever been treated for a mental illness?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I have post-traumatic stress disorder. That's mainly the reason I couldn't afford my medication.
Sure. Are you currently under any doctor's care?
No.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or narcotics currently? No?
No.
Okay. It's recorded, so it's important you say stuff. So, State, can you articulate the terms of the plea, please?
Yes, the terms of the negotiated plea is an adjudication of guilt for the defendant to serve 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served and to pay court costs.
Do you understand the terms of that plea?
Yes.
Okay. Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been promised anything in exchange for entering the plea?
No.
Anybody force you into entering the plea?
No.
Do you understand that there won't be a trial if you accept it?
Yes.
And you're giving up constitutional rights like the right to remain silent, the right to have be presumed innocent, the right to an attorney, the right to a trial?
Yes.
Okay, and you want to give them up? Give those rights up?
For this small case, yeah.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Parties stipulate to the factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to accept, well, how do you plead to the charge of trespass?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Okay, so upon the acceptance of the plea, I find the defendant freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived his rights. He knowingly is entering the plea and understanding the charges. and consequences. He's competent, coherent, and alert. And I find that there's sufficient factual basis based on the arrest affidavit to accept the plea and the sentence. So I will sentence you to an adjudication of guilt, 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the time you've already served, and court costs a year to pay,
Yes, Your Honor.
with a year to pay them.
Hold on.
Okay? No other one he's trespassed? You see he's out on another case?
Your Honor, we'd ask for that bond to be revoked at this time.
I will revoke that bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I'm starting to pick up on stuff. Your name, ma'am?
Christina Peterson.
All right, Ms. Peterson, you are here. Well, I'm going to appoint that young lady, Ms. Cunningham, to be your attorney. You're here on one count of battery. I'm going to find probable cause for that. I'm going to set your bond at $500. And I am going to revoke your bond on case 21 CF 7571.
Your Honor, are there any conditions on the battery?
No contact with the victim, no weapons.
No, because you're.
Oh, I don't think it was part of the. Yeah, no, it wasn't part of the.
You have a bond on this case? You do not have a bond on your other case. Okay, so you need to talk to your assigned public defender about that, okay? So you take this, and then you talk to your assigned public defender. They will reach out to you, okay?
This isn't fair.
Ma'am, I understand, but you need to talk to your assigned public defender.
Which is,
They'll be in touch with you.
I don't understand.
Sir, your name and your date of birth, please.
Name and date of birth.
William A. Werber III, born 3972.
Okay, Mr. Werber. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to be your attorney. You're here for on one count of a trespass on property after warning.
Your Honor, if I may. The state has offered Mr. Werber an adjudication of guilt, 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served. Court costs, would the court be willing to take that at this time?
I would.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I approach?
Raise your right hand for me, sir. Solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter. Be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. What's your name and your age?
My name is William A. Werber III. I'm 50 years old.
All right. I'm a third, too. How far did you get in school?
13. I started college and couldn't finish.
Have you ever been treated for mental illness?
No. I had PTSD because of my dad, and then, you know, they diagnosed me that it was my dad, not me, that had PTSD. I was never in the military, so after that, I didn't have any mental problems in that category.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Are you under a doctor's care?
No.
Are you on any alcohol, narcotics, or drugs of any kind?
No, I'm alcohol-free, drug-free.
Great. State, can you articulate the plea, please?
I can't hear very well.
Okay, I will do a better job of speaking.
The agreed upon disposition is an adjudication of guilt, 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served, and for the defendant to pay court costs.
Do you understand the terms of the plea, sir?
Yes, I do.
Hey, did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Did anybody force you or promise you anything in exchange for
No.
the plea? You understand you're giving up some rights, constitutional rights, by accepting it?
Yes.
Okay. Knowing that you're giving up those rights, you still accept the plea?
Yes, I.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, I am.
Party stipulate to the facts?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So to the charge of trespass, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
I thought I was pleading guilty to agree to the
You are.
20 days.
I just need to ask you that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so upon the acceptance of the plea, I'm going to find that you freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived your rights, that you knowingly entered into the plea, understanding the nature of the charges and the consequences thereof, and that you are competent, coherent, and alert, and that after a review of the affidavit, there is a substantial factual basis for the plea and the sentence, and I will sentence you to an adjudication of guilt in 20 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the time you've already been in there, and court costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Alrighty. Sorry. Raina Berg refused. I appoint you, you waive on her.
Are we still being appointed to out of counties?
I can kind of do whatever I want.
Okay, then yes.
Nobody appeals it. There's a out-of-county warrant. It's $273 is the bond. So we'll tell Volusia she can pay it and get out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jarvis Lamar Akins, December 27, 1985.
All right, Mr. Akins, how are you doing?
Okay, sir.
I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this case. You are here on 2 counts, aggravated battery on a pregnant person and possession of cocaine. This is a warrant case, or?
Yes.
Oh, and then you have a second case, which is burglary of a conveyance and grand theft of a motor vehicle. I'm going to find probable cause for all 4 charges. On the aggravated battery on a pregnant person, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. On the possession of cocaine, $1,000. On the burglary of a conveyance, $3,500, and on the grand theft, $150. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim, to not have any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and to not return to the scene. All right, that's it. No contact, no weapons.
Your Honor,
Is that? No.
was there a warrant as well?
It looks like there's an out-of-county.
Showing out of county, Pasco County.
That one. I don't think there's a warrant.
Okay. Okay, if the
Oh.
warrant is in front of him, he doesn't have it. I understand that, but he doesn't have.
I just have an out-of-county hold for Pasco County.
So if
So I don't have a warrant, but it's just a hold.
So if I bond out today, that's gonna hold me? So how do I get outside of getting that hold off of me, Your Honor?
Suspect we'd have to contact Pasco County and see what that, said Pasco, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Looks like there is a case that was just filed on May 16th in Pasco County. 3 counts larceny, burglary, and then fleeing and eluding. They were just filed on 2 weeks ago.
That's not a warrant, it's a hold.
It's a hold.
So there's not a.
No way I can bond out. I'm gonna get a bond for it.
Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Roberto Almonte,
All right, Mr. Almonte, I'm going to appoint Ms.
06
Cunningham.
20 1985.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Date of birth 06 20 1985, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you on this. You're here on an open container violation. I'm going to find PC for that charge. I'll set your bond at $250. Yes, so is it just an IA for a petty theft? Can I just do that now? Like the IA for it? Oh, is that what it is? Because I thought it said hold for IA. No, you're good. I'll take no action on it.
Yes, come on. 250.
And no return to the scene.
Your case is not closed. You still need to deal with this case and it's not closed. Yes.
So, never again. A little bit of every place. Live in Orange County. All right. Name and date of birth, sir?
Deborah Cook,
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
August the 10th, 1953.
All right, Ms. Cooks, you're here on one count of possession of cocaine. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham and her office to represent you. I'm going to find if there's probable cause for that charge. I'm having difficulty finding her cover face sheet. Is there any PTR?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to set your bond at $1,500, order you to not possess or consume any drugs or controlled substance without a prescription.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we'd ask for a $1,000 bond just based off of.
Okay,
her age.
I'll reduce it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
The charge is possession of cocaine. You have a bond, $1,000, so you have to pay a bond. Then you'll have to speak to your public defender to see what. I'll get in touch with you, ma'am.
Wait.
I'm not sure. Go right over there.
Do I have to see them too?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Mr. Jackson.
Sir, your name and date of birth.
My name is Terrell Jackson. My date of birth is 03/17/1996.
Okay. This is a reset from yesterday, right?
Yes, Your Honor, ask for probable cause on count 2.
Mr. Rivers?
Hold on.
I haven't received any further information on that count.
I'm gonna find no PC on count 2.
And Your Honor, we'd ask if you would be willing to reduce count 10. You had set it at 10,000, or count 1, you set it at $10,000 yesterday.
No, I'll stay that long.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's not dropped, but it's not holding you. You can bond out, you just have to bond out on this one, so you have to do 2% of that, but I need you to.
Nothing changed. No PC. Your name and date of birth, sir.
Antonio Redding, October 18, 1986.
All right, Mr. Redding, I'm going to appoint Ms. Or is this a reset? I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham in her office to represent you on this. You're here on 3 counts: burglary of a dwelling, with assault or battery, with a weapon, aggravated assault with a weapon, and battery. Reviewed the affidavit, find there is PC for those. Set your bond at $5,000 on count 1, and then stay the other 2, so $2,500 and $500. Order you to not possess any weapons, no contact with the victim, and no return to that scene, okay?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Robert Roman Fuentes refused, Your Honor.
All right. Did he refuse yesterday as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Would you waive?
We would waive his appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to find PC. I'm going to stay his bonds at 1,000 on count 1, 1,000 on count 2, 500 on count 3, 1,500 on count 4. Total bond $4,000. Additionally, no drugs or controlled substance, and that's it. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Jackie Ponder, 43077.
All right, good to see you again.
Sir?
I said good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Saw each other yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
I think I've already appointed Ms. Cunningham, but in case I haven't, I'll appoint you.
Your Honor, may I be heard?
You may.
Your Honor, although this is a violation of probation, we'd ask for the court to extend a bond to Mr. Ponder. The reason being the sole violation is a new law violation in which Your Honor found no probable cause yesterday, and he was ROR'd.
State?
No objection from the state.
So what do you want me to do?
Your Honor, if you would be so inclined to ROR, we would ask for that. If not, we'd ask for a low monetary bond just based off of the facts of the violation of probation being based off of the charge in which no PC was found.
What was the charge yesterday?
I believe it was a misdemeanor battery, domestic violence.
That's correct.
It's okay, we already know that.
I'll ROR him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I guess technically just on him, we're finding PC but ROR.
Finding PC but RORing, Your Honor, I'm okay with that because he did get arrested.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll do. Sorry. All right, ma'am, your name and your date of birth, please.
Jessica Klein, 53184.
Okay, Ms. Klein, I'm going to appoint Ms. Cunningham to represent you.
Okay.
You're here on 1 count of soliciting without a permit.
They said I was panhandling, yes.
Sorry?
They did say I was panhandling.
Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a city ordinance. Would the court be willing to extend an offer at this time?
Let me look.
My birthday's Tuesday. I have a birthday on Tuesday. Oh, sorry.
You have plans?
I don't know. It's usually always a bad birthday. I'm hoping this one's a good one.
It's usually what?
A bad birthday.
Why is that?
I don't know. Something always goes wrong. That's why I'm not planning nothing this time. No plans.
Friends planning stuff for you?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope so.
How long has she been in?
Your Honor, I believe she has 2 days. It doesn't look like she has much history. She just has 1 conviction from 2013.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give her time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Your Honor, will that be an adjudication or a withhold based off of her history?
Give her a withhold.
May I have just a moment to go over that with her?
Sure, but let me, well, you do it first. Yeah. She's out on bond? Oh. Well, she's out on bond on the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You all filed on the case that she's out on?
Oh, yay, thank you. Oh, what a good, okay. Oh.
You're out on.
Oh.
You haven't filed?
You gotta stop.
No, we haven't.
All right, raise your right hand for me.
Yes, sir.
Solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes,
So help
sir.
you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your name and age?
Jessica Klein, I'm 38.
Not yet.
Am I not? 37?
37.
Okay.
How far did you go in school?
I've gotten, I went to college for about 7 years, but I didn't finish my degree. I kept changing it.
What did you want to be?
I want to do cybersecurity.
You want to be a judge?
I've never thought of that.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
I wanted to start with cybersecurity, contracting with the military, but I don't know.
Have you ever been treated for mental illness?
No, but I need it.
Are you currently under a doctor's care?
No, I did get cut up with a machete about 2 years ago. Somebody came to my house and hit me 16 times, cut off my right hand, my left arm, my left knee, my face, my daughter's thumb. So after that, everything went south, and I lost everything. In Pensacola. I do need to go where you're saying.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, narcotics, or any medication?
No.
Okay. The terms of the plea would be you would plead no contest, and we'd withhold adjudication and give you credit for time served, plus court costs. I don't think I said that, but plus court costs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand those terms?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer about them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything promised to you, or was this decision forced upon you?
No, sir.
Okay. You understand you're giving up certain rights, like the right to trial, the right to have an attorney, the right to have witnesses called against you, et cetera?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I get to go home today?
You would, we'll get to that in a second. You'd be okay with giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. State and defense stipulate to the facts?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so to the charge of solicitation, how do you plead?
No contest?
All right, so I'm going to accept your plea. I'm going to find that you freely, voluntarily, and intelligently are waiving your rights, that you knowingly entered into the plea, and that you understand the consequences of the charges and of the plea,
yes,
and that you're competent, coherent, and alert, and that there is a factual basis for the plea and sentence. I will sentence you to credit time served.
Yay.
And court costs, give you a year to pay the court costs. And
Your Honor, we'd ask for no action to be taken on the case that she's out on. The incident occurred on February 4th, 2022, and there have not been any charges filed.
I'll take no action.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll still be good. I'll still be good. Okay. Thank you.
We hope. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
It's not my birthday.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
All right, morning, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Michael Killian Beck, 7996.
All right, Mr. Beck, I'm going to appoint Ms. Catano in her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on 2 counts. First one is simple battery. Second one is committing domestic battery by strangulation. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find that there is probable cause for those charges. I'm gonna set your bond on count 1 at 1,000, on count 2 at 7,500. Your total monetary bond will be 8,500. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim. I understand that she indicated she wanted contact, but I'm going to do no contact at this time. Ask you to not do any drugs or other controlled substance without a prescription, and also no weapons of any kind. On the open case, I'm going to take no action. All right, next one I have is Spanish language. So the next one I have is Paul Davis. Yeah, I do. Got you. All right, name and date of birth, sir?
Paul Davis, 1363.
All right, I'm going to appoint Ms. Catano in her office to represent you on this. You're here on 2 different cases. The first one is 3 counts, neglect of an elderly, disabled person without harm, I think, great harm. Second one is hindering of communication info to law enforcement. Third one is simple battery. I have reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for those charges. And I give you a monetary bond as follows. On count 1, 500, count 2, 500, count 3, 1,000. Your total monetary bond on that case will be 2,000. On the second case, you have 2 counts. First one is trafficking methamphetamines. Second one is possession or use of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for both those charges. I'm also appointing Ms. Quintano for this case. That wasn't clear. On count 1, your bond will be set at $50,000. On count 2, it'll be at $500. So your total monetary bond for that case will be $50,500. Your total bond on both cases is $52,500. Additionally, on case 1, I'm going to order no contact with the victim, maintain separate, well, not return to the scene, all the conditions that were on the warrant. So I had already found probable cause on it. So no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. On the second case, I'm going to do no drugs, alcohol, or other controlled substance without a valid prescription. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, will you be taking any action on the cases that he's out on?
I'm not sure I have that information, so hold on. What case is he out on?
He's out on Osceola County case number 21CF623. It's on the front of the initial appearance sheet.
Oh, I gotcha. I'll revoke. Okay. All right, thank you. Donald Camp. All right, name and date of birth, sir?
9/12/60.
And your name?
Donald Camp.
All right, Mr. Camp, I'm appointing Ms. Catano in her office to represent you on this. You're here on one count of petty theft and one count of burglary. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for those charges. I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at 500, count 2 at 3,500, order you not to return to the scene. I'm not sure which case it is. You have several open cases, it looks like. On 22 CF 1066 and 22 CF 1078, I am going to revoke on those. I'm going to take no action on the misdemeanor. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. I have Yenny Castro Hernandez. Name and date of birth, ma'am?
My name is Jenny Castro, and my birthday is July 11/80.
All right. I'm going to appoint Ms. Cateno and her office to represent you on this matter. You are here on one count of simple battery. I'm going to find probable cause for that charge. I'm going to set your bond at $500, order no contact with the victim, no weapons of any kind, and to maintain a separate residence. All right. Thank you, ma'am. 500. All right. This is the John Doe case, I think I have next, which is Spanish, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so then the next one I'd have would be Jason Hullenden. Sir, name and date of birth?
Jason Hollenden, 8/16/85.
All right, Mr. Hollenden, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano and her office to represent you. You're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County. The judge in that case has set your bond at $2,000. So we're going to stay that bond. You can either pay it or we'll tell Seminole County and they'll come get you, okay? All right, thank you. Lisa Marie Jane. Name and date of birth, ma'am?
May 9th, 1977.
All right, and you're Lisa Jane?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You're also here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County.
I'm sorry?
The judge...
I'm sorry? I'm so sorry, what did you say?
Said you're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County.
As of yesterday. Yep.
The judge in that case set your bond at $1,000. So you can pay that bond or we'll come get you tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, I can pay the bond here, though?
I'm sorry?
I can pay the bond here and be released?
I think so.
Is that what he said?
Cool. All right, DeMonte Jones. All right. Morning, sir. Your name and date of birth, please.
Good morning. DeMonte Jones, 3/3/1998.
Okay. Mr. Jones, you're here on one count of battery. I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano and her office to represent you. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. I'm going to release you on $100 with PTR. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim and no weapons of any kind.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. David Nguyen.
David Nguyen, April 12th, 92.
All right, Mr. Nguyen, you are here on a failure to appear on a written promise in front of Judge Yansevich there in Osceola. She issued a warrant for your arrest. She set your bond at 0. It's a case from 2010? Is that accurate? It's 2010 MM 3855, yeah. So, we'll just have to bring it up in front of her. All right, thank you, sir. Looks like the date of the fellowship here was in 2012, but the case was from 2010. So like 10 years ago, you didn't show up for court.
I don't even know about that, Your Honor. I never received any mail or any written notices.
Looks like it was a VOP hearing for possession of cannabis. Date issued October 11th, 2012. I mean, I guess you've stayed out of trouble for the last decade, it looks like.
Sir.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a bond.
Thank you so much.
Set your bond at 1,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Right.
I believe he has another case for criminal mischief.
Oh, he does. I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano on that one as well. Set bond at 1,000, find probable cause. No return to the scene. Well, let me bring him back up for a second. What's your relation to Dan's Nail Salon?
That's my uncle.
Okay. You work there?
Yes, sir. I'm a nail technician.
Okay. Because that's where this incident apparently occurred. So I'm just going to say no contact with the victim. We'll take away the return. We'll let him work. $1,000. All right. Erica Silvestri.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Erica Silvestrini Perez, September 20th, 1982.
All right, thank you. I'm going to appoint Ms. Catano and her officer will represent you to help you on this matter. You're also here on an out-of-county warrant, out of Orange County. So on the judge did set a bond on one count. It's 2 counts. One is battery DV. The other one is burglary. So on the burglary count, the judge set your bond at $1,000. On the battery DV, they would just bring her here tomorrow, right? It's an Orange County case. That's what, Tuesday? I'm just going to give you a bond on that. So on the battery DV, I'll do 1,000 as well. No contact with the victim. Maintain separate residence as conditions, and no weapons.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do you want me to use face up or face down? Oh, man. Okay. All right. Joshua Rivera Cintron. Cintron. All right. Ms. Quintano, we do have somebody here for him, okay?
Okay.
All right. Sir, your name and date of birth?
Joshua Rivera Centron, 2/28/1999.
All right, Mr. Cintron, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano and her office to represent you on this case. You're here on one count of battery. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge. Look at me. You can't see. The camera only points to me. It's weird. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Make sure you speak into that mic.
Good morning.
All right. Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Paola.
Your full name, please.
Paola Aquiles.
All right, ma'am. If you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, the report identifies a woman with bright red hair that seems to fit your description. So, are you the victim in this case?
Yeah.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've already found probable cause. So we're not here for I don't want to press charges. I don't want to do this. We're just here on the terms of release. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Then I'm going to turn it over to the attorneys to ask you a few questions. Do you want to have contact with the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. Are you scared of him?
No.
Do you all live together?
Yes.
You want him to return home?
Yes.
Has anything like this happened before?
No.
How long have you all been together?
For like 6 or 5 months.
Okay. If something like this were to happen again, would you hesitate in calling the police?
I guess. I don't know.
You didn't call the police this time, so I'm worried. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm worried that you guys have a bad relationship.
No, it was just a misunderstanding.
That's one way to put it. Are you going to call the police if something happens?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Rivers?
No questions from the state.
All right. Ms. Catano?
No questions from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't believe you. I'm going to order no contact. I'm worried about the allegations. You don't seem to be taking it seriously. I have to protect you. So I just want to be clear, this is my decision, not hers. So if you're going to blame anybody, you can blame me. Order no contact. You can file a motion with the trial court judge. So we'll do maintain separate residence, no contact, no weapons. Bond at $100 with PTR.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Talk to your lawyer first. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming. All right, Brian Tatum.
Brian Tatum, 10677.
All right, Mr. Tatum, an appointment Ms. Catano in her office to represent you. You're here on 3 counts, possession of a weapon or ammunition by a Florida convicted felon, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, and possession or use of drug paraphernalia. Reviewed the affidavit, find there is PC or probable cause for all those charges. Set your bond on count 1 at $4,000, count 2 at $1,000, count 3 at $500. Your total monetary bond will be $5,500. I'm going to order you to not possess any weapons of any kind. And that'll be it. Oh, wait. Tell you what, I'm going to reduce your bond to $1,000 with PTR on count 1, and then straight PTR on the other 2 counts.
Sure.
Same conditions.
Alethea Rivers for the state of Florida. The state would ask that he also be put in a condition for him not to use alcohol, drugs, or any other controlled substances without a prescription.
Okay. Okay. And no drugs, alcohol, or other controlled substance without a prescription. Sorry, I should have said that actually from the beginning. All right, thank you.
You're still leaving the condition of no weapons or firearms, Your Honor?
Yes, yes, so no weapons or fire, the conditions are no weapons or firearms, and then, no controlled substances without a prescription.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I was under the impression the PTR lady said it was gonna be no bond to get out today. I don't have no money to pay to get out, sir. I have no money.
I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna keep it how I have it, $1,000, and then the other ones are no monetary bond. All right, thank you. All right, Garrett Thompson. All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Garrett Thompson, 6/19/1996.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quinteno in her office to represent you on this matter. You're here on one count of criminal mischief. Reviewed the affidavit, find probable cause for that charge. PTR, is there any history?
Yes, he has no Florida history, but he does have history out of 2021 for destroyed, damaged, non-military property. He has history out of Alabama in 2016 for public intoxication and family offense domestic violence. In 2018 in Alabama, DUI, improper lane change, open container, and Connecticut breach of peace in 2021.
Are you in the military?
No, sir.
No. I'm going to give him direct PTR. No return to the scene as a condition. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bethany Vogrich, or Vogrich.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Bethany Grace Vogrich. My date of birth is February 14th, 1997.
Okay. I'm going to appoint Ms. Quinteno in her office to represent you. You're here on one count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, a broomstick. Reviewed the affidavit, do find there is probable cause for that. PTR, I have that there's no history.
Yes, she has no prior arrest, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a bond. I'm going to give you a bond of $250 with PTR. In order you have no contact with the victim, to maintain a separate residence, and to have no weapons of any kind.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Talisha Webster? Oh, yes, Talisha Webster. Hi.
Webster, 10/29/83.
What's your name?
Taylisha Webster.
Talisha. Okay, I apologize. All right, Ms. Webster, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quinteno in her office to assist you here. You're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Marion County, Florida. The judge in that case set your bond at $5,000, so I'll stay that bond. We'll let them know you can pay it or they'll come get you, okay? All right, thank you. For justice, for the transport. I have Jonathan DePerna.
Your Honor, he refused again. This was a bring back from yesterday.
Okay, if you're appointed, would you waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. A judge has already found PC on it, so there's already a warrant. Is this one that qualifies for direct PTR?
Yes, Your Honor, he did qualify for direct pretrial release, but he refused the program.
Oh. Okay, so then I'm going to set his bond at $500 each count. All right. Nathaniel Ellis. All right. Sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Ellis Harwick, 6/20/93.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nathaniel's your middle name.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Ellis Hardwick, yes. All right, Mr. Hardwick, you're here on 2 counts, possession of methamphetamine and drug equipment possession, drug paraphernalia. I'm going to find probable cause for those charges. I'm appointing Ms. Quintano and her office to represent you. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500 on count 1, $250 on count 2. Order you to not have any controlled substance, narcotics, without a valid prescription, okay? All right, thank you. Is Mr. Pastor Leon there?
Who are you looking for, Your Honor?
Pastor Leon? Hector Pastor Leon? He was detox.
You guys know if he's here? I don't know. Asking the deputies, Your Honor.
Okay. It looks like he was originally set during the week. He was set on Friday originally.
Oh, okay, he was set on Friday. We don't have it on our docket. We don't have it.
If he's
on our
not there,
docket.
that's,
We don't have his name on our docket.
okay. It says detoxing reset when available, so, why don't we just try tomorrow for him? All right, so make sure he gets on the docket so you get the paperwork and all. I don't know who does that. But whoever does it, make sure it gets on the docket. Oh, this is him as well. Then all I have left are the Spanish language ones. Is that what you have?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so let me call the interpreter. Hopefully I do it right today. The interpretation hunt? They're hunting for an interpreter?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Ricardo Morales, Spanish interpreter. I have not been sworn in yet.
All right, Ricardo, it's Judge Madrigal. How are you?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are you?
Oh, yeah, hanging in there. If you want to raise your right hand for me.
Certainly, Your Honor.
You solemnly swear a firm testimony, or not the testimony, that you will translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability. So help you God?
I do, Ricardo Morales, Spanish interpreter.
All right, the first case we have is case number, where does it say the case number? Oh, we don't have a case number yet. I don't have a case number yet, but you want the Kissimmee Police Department case number?
Yes, Your Honor, that could help.
All right, 224697. So Michael Acosta Wakari, please.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Morning. Can I get your name and your date of birth, please?
Buenos días. ¿Podría, por favor, indicar su nombre y fecha de nacimiento despacio y en voz alta?
Michael Sebastián Acosta Guacari, fecha de nacimiento 5 de junio de 1994.
Michael Sebastian Acosta, June 5th, 1994.
All right, sir, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano, that's the young lady standing next to you, to be your attorney.
Señor, he designado a la licenciada que se encuentra a su mano derecha para que le represente en este caso.
You're here on one count of battery.
Usted se encuentra aquí por un cargo o acusación de agresión física.
Sí, señor.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for that charge.
He revisado el acta acusatoria y determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad para este cargo.
I'm going to give you a bond. I'm going to set your bond at $500.
Voy a fijar su fianza en $500.
Okay. I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim
Le ordeno que no tenga ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima.
and to maintain a separate residence.
Además, deberá mantener una residencia separada.
Do you all live together?
¿Ustedes viven juntos?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Do you have another place to stay?
¿Usted tiene algún otro lugar donde pueda quedarse?
Sí, señor, donde mi mamá. Él es mi primo, es decir, yo vivo con mi primo, con mis tíos. De hecho, son 3 primitos, mis tíos y yo. Pero mi mamá
I live
vive en Lakeland, en otro lado. Yo podría irme a vivir con mi mamá, no hay problema.
So yeah, it's I can live with my mom. I live with my cousin and my uncles. Actually, there's 3 little cousins. But yeah, I can live with my mom. She's staying at Lakeland at this moment.
Okay. I'm gonna ROR him actually. And as a condition, I'm gonna say you can't drink any alcohol. Okay?
Como condición, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, finish. You finish, please.
Como condición a su libertad bajo reconocimiento, usted no puede consumir ningún tipo de bebida alcohólica.
Okay? No drugs and no other controlled substance without a prescription.
No puede consumir drogas ni ninguna sustancia controlada a menos que ésta sea recetada.
And no weapons of any kind.
Y no puede tener ningún tipo de arma de ninguna clase.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Next one I have is Johann Beltran Prieto. And I, again, don't have a case number.
Buenas tardes.
All right, sir, your name and date of birth, please.
Por favor, diga su nombre y fecha de nacimiento despacio y en voz alta.
Mi nombre es Johann Steven Beltrán Prieto, fecha de nacimiento el 26 de mayo del 2000.
My name is Johann Steven Beltran Prieto, date of birth May 26, 2000.
I might have put his paperwork over there, but it's okay. All right. All right, sir, I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano in her office to represent you on this matter.
Muy bien, señor, voy a designar a la licenciada Cutino en su oficina en este caso para que le represente.
I'm going to find probable cause for charge of battery.
Determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad para su acusación de agresión física.
I'm going to set your bond at $500.
Voy a fijar su fianza en $500.
I'm going to order you to have no contact with the victim to maintain a separate residence.
Le ordeno que no tenga ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima en este caso y que mantenga usted una residencia separada.
And no weapons of any kind.
Y no puede poseer ni tener ningún tipo de arma.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, just to clarify,
Yes.
that's simple battery, correct? Simple battery?
Simple battery, yes.
Su señoría, para aclarar, esto es agresión física simple, ¿correcto? Correcto.
I mean, that's what was charged.
Tengo un inconveniente.
I have one inconvenient.
Okay.
Lo que pasa es que yo no tengo el contacto de ningún familiar porque llegué hace 2 meses, entonces no sé cómo comunicarles a ellos.
The thing is, I don't have any kind of contact here. I don't have any family member to call. I arrived here basically 2 months ago.
Okay.
Tengo mi celular acá en mis pertenencias y ahí tengo el número de las personas con las que yo vivo.
I have my cell phone here with my belongings, and I have the numbers of the people I currently live with.
Where did you come from?
¿De dónde viene usted?
Yo soy de Colombia.
I am from Colombia.
Okay. Do you work?
¿Acaso usted trabaja?
Acá no, señor.
Here? No, no, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna ROR him, but I want him to stay in contact with his PD.
Voy a poner libertad bajo reconocimiento, pero tiene que mantener contacto con su representante.
The same conditions on no contact and maintain separate residence.
Las mismas condiciones, no tener ningún tipo de contacto con las víctimas y mantener residencia separada.
One-time return with law enforcement to retrieve his personal belongings.
Se le concede regresar en una sola ocasión acompañado por la fuerza policial para recoger sus pertenencias.
Yo no vivo con la persona del problema.
I do not live with the person in this case.
It seemed to indicate that you shared an apartment.
Aquí indica que todo parece indicar que usted comparte un apartamento con esa persona.
No, es que él se estaba quedando por unos días y estábamos ahí reunidos.
Oh, no, he was staying there for a couple of days and we just had like some type of gathering.
Okay, so just maintain a separate residence.
Bien, simplemente mantenga una residencia separada.
Okay, o sea, ya no tengo que pagar fianza.
Oh, okay, so I do not have to post a bond.
There's no monetary bond.
No hay ningún tipo de fianza financiera.
O sea, puedo salir sin ningún inconveniente.
So I can walk free without any inconvenience.
I mean, you'll be inconvenienced, but you won't have to pay money.
Habrá ciertas inconveniencias, pero usted no tendrá que pagar ningún tipo de dinero.
You're still facing the charges.
Usted aún está enfrentando la acusación.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Bien, gracias, señor.
Okay, gracias.
That young lady next to you can answer a lot of your questions. I think. I have faith she can. All right. The next one I have is John Doe. Who I also have is Johann Remedios Medina.
Sí.
All right. So, sir, what's your name and your date of birth?
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre y fecha de nacimiento? Despacio y en voz alta, por favor.
Mi nombre es Johann Remedios Medina.
My name is Johann Remedios Medina.
All right, sir, you're here on 3 counts. First one is armed trespass. Second one is taking a deer, turkey with guns and lights. And the other one is taking or killing or possessing a deer or turkey outside of the season. I'm going to put this... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Honor.
I forgot.
Señor, usted enfrenta aquí 3 acusaciones. Una por traspasar en propiedad a mano armada. Un segundo cargo por cazar venado o un pavo y otra tenencia de un venado o pavo fuera de temporada.
Pero
Yeah, we have these laws in Florida. So I'm going to appoint Ms. Quintano in her office to represent you.
Es que tenemos este tipo de leyes aquí en la Florida. Voy a designar a la licenciada Cutino en su oficina para que le representen a usted en este caso.
I'm going to tell you guys something. I read the affidavit, and based on the 4 corners, I didn't find that the trespass said that he didn't have permission to go onto the ground.
Bien, déjeme decirle una cosa. Yo leí el affidavit y basado en esa lectura no encuentro que él estuviera ahí en traspaso a la propiedad con ningún tipo de autorización.
So, Mr. Rivers.
One moment.
Así que, Miss Rivers, un momento.
I'm not a hunter. Believe it or not. No. I am going to find probable cause on the other 2 counts. Just for.
Alethea Rivers for the state of Florida for the charge of trespass on property with an armed weapon. The state would ask for a 24-hour reset.
La Fiscalía queremos anunciar que en cuanto al cargo de entrada ilícita a un lugar no permitido con un arma, pedimos que se fije esto y se posponga durante 24 horas.
All right, we'll reset as to count 1. As to counts 2 and 3, I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to set his bond at $500 each.
Bien, haremos eso con la primera acusación. En cuanto a las otras dos acusaciones, determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad y fijaremos la fianza en $500 por cada acusación.
How long have you been here, sir?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva usted aquí, señor?
Hoy hace 2 días. Llegué ayer por la noche. Hoy por la noche hace 2 días.
So today it's going to be 2 days. I arrived yesterday night, and so today is going to be 2 days.
I meant out of Cuba.
Prefiero fuera de Cuba.
Hace 2 meses.
2 months ago.
Where in Cuba are you from?
¿De qué parte de Cuba es usted?
De Pinar del Río.
From Pinar del Río.
My dad was from Santi Espiritu.
Mi padre era de Santo Espíritu.
So anyway, we'll see him tomorrow. We'll reset.
Bien, lo veremos entonces mañana. Haremos entonces, pospondremos esto dentro de 24 horas.
The one other condition I would have would be no return to Forever, Florida.
La otra condición es que no regrese al lugar de los hechos.
Thank you.
Gracias.
That's the last one I have. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
So, ask the young lady who's there with you.
Si tiene preguntas, señor, hágale las preguntas a la señora que tiene usted a su mano derecha. Yeah, so I mean, I guess technically we're staying that long. I don't know how to hang up on the interpreter without hanging up on Osceola, so we're gonna. Oh, you know how to do it? Your Honor, if you don't need, if you don't require further services of the interpreter, I can hang up and wait for your Osceola call if you need me.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I know how to do it.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzman, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not you are the person who committed that crime. course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you are innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this afternoon. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule. Here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest, will determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to be incriminating, it will be used against you in a prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, you can step forward. Anna Hunt. Afternoon, Anna. Date of birth?
April 3rd, 85.
All right, Anna, this is it's an arrest pursuant to Judge Barbie. It's from drug court. Did you have the public defender representing you in drug court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll continue the PD. He's ordered you held without bond, and I'll send you back to see him in drug court tomorrow, which is May 19th, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marissa Nitz. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
10/25/94.
Marissa, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. The bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. Looks like they want me to change the date to the 7th of June. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Harold Hunter. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
7/11/78, sir.
Harold, you're hearing a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Appoint the public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State any history.
2019 adjudicated guilty on a duelist. 2016 adjudicated guilty on possession of cocaine. 2014 adjudicated guilty for delivery of cocaine and possession of cocaine. 2014 adjudication withheld on obstruction without violence. 2014 adjudicated guilty on a battery. More duelists all the way back to the early 2000s.
Okay. Harold, where are you living right now?
Hernando County, but I got my own business in Tampa. And,
okay.
I've been out of trouble.
Because you wrote the Tampa address down, but I have an address on Bridgewater Club Loop. So you're going to go to the Tampa address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what do you do for work?
I have my own business. I install music in cars.
Okay. All right. So, Harold, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition is that you not have any contact with Miss Everett while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, don't contact her through social media. Don't go where she lives, don't go where she works, don't have a third person contact her. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine getting a message to her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or your lawyer or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped and you should not have contact. Also, Harold, I got to hold you till 4 o'clock this afternoon. So if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. So, Harold, do you need to go back to the Bridgewater Club address to get your things?
Not to send someone back?
I can let you go by one time. I'll explain that to you if there's anything there you need. If there's nothing there, then we won't worry about it.
Yeah, it's some things that I need.
Okay. So what you want to do, Harold, then is contact the sheriff's office before you go over there. They'll arrange a time for a deputy to meet you there. He'll stand by while you go and get your things, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to have you back in court on the 10th of June. Make sure you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Harold. Dalton Edmonds. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
2/6/96.
All right, Dalton, first thing I have is a warrant signed by Judge Vergara. She found probable cause for a grand theft. Then I have a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He signed a warrant because he believes you failed to appear on 4 charges. As to those charges, Dalton, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender. Judge Merritt has ordered that you be held without bond. I can't change that. I'm going to have you back to see him on the 7th of June. As to the new charge, then, I'll leave the bond per the warrant, which is $10,000. Send that also back to Judge Merritt on the 7th of June. The public defender will come see you at the jail before you go to court, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Alvorda Gardner. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/11/83.
All right. You're here in a warrant that I signed, because you failed to appear on 2 charges back in November of 2020. You got a possession of marijuana and a driving on a suspended. State, can he resolve these today?
The offer would be an adjudication in 15 days.
All right. So, Mr. Gardner, if you wanted to resolve the case today, you could do 15 days in the county jail. If you'd rather.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
I said yes, sir.
Very good.
Resolve it.
All right. You understand, by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
How long were you in jail in Pasco?
I've been there 18 months, sir.
Okay. All right. Did you have a sentence down there?
No, sir. I was still going to court down there. I go back to court June 1st down there.
Okay, but you've been in custody continuously for 18 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So in case number, I got 20 MM1236. That's the charge of count 1, possession of marijuana. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
I plead guilty, sir.
All right. And as to the charge that you drove knowing your license was suspended or revoked, how do you wish to plead?
Guilty, sir.
I'll accept those pleas, find they're freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty on both. 15 days in the county jail on both. 15 days credit time served on both. Finding court costs on count 1 is $575. Count 2 is $88. I won't order the cost of incarceration because you did it out of county. That takes care of this misdemeanor. Mr. Gardner will get you back to Pasco, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I got another question, sir.
Sure.
Hey, since I was in Pasco and I got an attorney over here on my felony, and he had got in contact with my lawyer in Pasco and told her that the state had offered me $11.29, and but they couldn't get me back over here in time.
$11.29 on the felony?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you
Sorry, his felony case is coming back here June 1st at 9 a.m.
Okay. So apparently your felony here is June 1st. Mr. Gardner, so I'm guessing we'll keep you here until we get you in front of the judge on the 1st of June.
Yes, sir, because I got court June 1st over there at 1:30.
Okay. Do you have the public defender here?
Yes, sir. I got a public defender here, and then I got a private attorney over there in Pasco named Todd.
Okay. I have an assistant public defender here in the courtroom with me. I'll have him make a note to that there's a concern that you've got court in both places on the 1st of June, and they'll try to get it squared away, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gardner.
Yes, sir.
Paul Gonzalez? Afternoon, Paul. What's your date of birth?
April 10th, 1998.
All right, Paul, you're hearing a warrant that I signed for failing to appear in my court on a driving on a suspended. And state, can you resolve this today?
Yes, this is adjudication, credit time served.
All right. Paul, you want to take time served on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long were you in jail in Pinellas?
4 months, and I'm still, actually, I gotta go back and finish my trial date.
Okay. All right, we'll just time serve this and get you on your way, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, you understand by entering a plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 21 CT 214, as the charge you drove, knowing your license was suspended or revoked, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made, I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 10 days, credit 10 days, fine and court cost is $450. I won't assess cost of incarceration as you did your time somewhere else. That takes care of you here. We'll send you back to Pinellas, all right, Paul?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, good luck. Luis Ramirez? Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
Your Honor, we had found out just right before first appearance he needs an interpreter.
Okay.
We're waiting on a link.
Okay, have him have a seat. We'll get back to him in a second. Jared Sullivan? Afternoon, Jared. What's your date of birth?
11/24/92.
All right, Jared, you got 3 charges today: possession of controlled substance, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD. State.
2015 was the withhold of leaving the scene of a crash. 2014, withhold of possession of cannabis. And 2013, a withhold on possession of paraphernalia and possession of marijuana.
Jared, I got an address for you on Jernigan Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
10 years.
All right. Are you working these days?
Yeah, I run a concrete business. I actually have a driveway to pour tomorrow.
Okay.
I got work lined up all next week. I got people that
Okay.
kind of count on.
Jared, I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,500. I'm going to have you back in court on June 16th. Make sure you go see the PD when you get out, okay?
I haven't been able to have a phone call yet either.
They'll let you make a call. They got to let you make a call.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. And then Jill's working on the Zoom link. She was supposed to leave. Hey, Ms. Bruno. How you doing today? Well, thank you. We'll have here in a moment Luis Ramirez. He's got 2 warrants for violation of probation. So just take a moment once we get him. pronounce your first name? Chazelle. Well, I'll leave that for your mom. I don't think I'm on the same plane as her.
Yeah. No, that's why I just go by Bruno. I'm like, yeah, just call me.
Bruno works.
It's a very long name.
Among the many, right?
We do have a new course teacher, Bergeron Mary. She just came. Her name is Anna. And I'm always saying, I want her name. I told her already. I just wanted to be an Anna.
I'll call you Anna if that will make you happier.
I will be like, oh. I was just doing enrollment paperwork from my toddler for daycare, and I just feel like, it's a thing.
How about sending your toddler to daycare?
We're just changing school thing for me, so have to do everything all over again.
Well, I remember all of those things, and mine are now 28 and 30, so it goes fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's the only one I got.
Are you lighting them up, Mike? Jail? Trying to waste as little of Anna's time as I can.
How is that? I'm gonna what? Oh, right.
You know, you're probably stuck with that for me now.
Oh my goodness, there's a real Anna. She just started.
We're going to call her Chazelle.
Hey, do you guys have Ramirez on Zoom? No. All right, let me find out what's going on. All right, thanks.
No, not you.
They said they don't have one.
We're working on it.
Okay.
Hey, can you send a link to the classifications? Jeez. Thanks, Joe. Now she knows.
She was pretty saucy this morning.
Oh, yeah.
She's smart. She'll just leave before we get back there.
Waiting on the link. It's a good sign. We have good.
It's going all right. Mike, you notice it's not very cool in here today? It's not cool in here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little sticky. It's fairly cool where Miss Bruno is. She's wearing a parka.
And I have blankets and all this stuff.
Must be in Wisconsin.
That AC is always coming. Not that big of a baby.
Right. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Ramirez.
Buenas tardes, señor Ramírez.
Can you tell,
Repita, por favor. Buenas tardes. Oh, gracias.
can you tell me your date of birth, please?
¿Puede decirme su fecha de nacimiento, por favor? 0922 of 1972.
So, Mr. Ramirez, you're here on 2 warrants, both signed by Judge Toner.
Señor, usted está aquí bajo 2 órdenes de arresto, ambas firmadas por el juez Toner.
In each case, Judge Toner found probable cause for a violation of probation.
En ambas causas, el juez Toner halló que hay causa probable para su arresto por quebrantamiento a la bastante probable.
As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel, would you like me to appoint the public defender?
En cuanto a esos cargos, ¿usted desea representarse a sí mismo, contratar a un abogado privado o que le represente el defensor? Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Toner set your bond at no bond on both cases. I can't change that.
Muy bien, nombra al defensor público. El juez Toner no puso fianza para usted, lo dejó con 0 fianza.
I'll have you back in court on June 16th. The public defender will come see you at the jail before you go to court.
Muy bien, su próxima audiencia conmigo será en el 16. Su abogado, el defensor público, se encontrará con usted en la cárcel y usted en la calle.
¿Español?
¿En Spanish? ¿En Spanish?
Someone will be there to help you with Spanish, yes.
Habrá alguien allí para ayudarle con el español. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzman, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred. More likely than not, you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or that there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Terry Nita. Hey, Terry, date of birth?
4170.
Terry, the charge is trespass. State this is something she can resolve today.
Yes, Your Honor, being adjudication, credit time.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to ask to see ROR. The officer left my purse, my money,
Okay.
$250 worth of clothes, everything right there sitting where we were at.
Okay, Terry. If you'd like to resolve the case today, you can plead no contest. I'd sentence you to the night in jail. This case would be done. They'd let you out. Anything that was in property, you'd get back. Would you like to do that?
Yes, but my things didn't go to property. He left them on the side of the road.
I don't have any idea then where your things are. Do you want to resolve the case now or not?
Yes.
All right. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can resolve your case today?
Yes.
As to the charge of trespass, Terry, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day, credit 1 day, fine and court costs is $550, cost of incarceration. But that takes care of it, Terry. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Lucy Parker. Morning, Ms. Parker. What's your date of birth?
3/16/55.
Ms. Parker, I have a couple issues for you here today. I have a warrant signed by Judge Merritt, who thinks you failed to appear in his court on a charge of failed to return hired vehicle, and then I have 3 new charges of possession of controlled substances, probable cause all the way around. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
She doesn't really
No,
have
no,
a
it was
prior,
never
Your Honor.
Hang on, Lucy.
The only other things from the 90s when it was a child abuse withhold.
Okay. And Lucy, I got an address for you on Broad Street. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
5 years.
All right. You working these days?
I'm retired.
Okay. All right. On Judge Merritt's warrant, he set your bond at $5,000. I can't change that. I'm going to change the date to June 7th. On the new charges, I'll set the bond at $1,000 on each count. That's a total of 3 on that and a total of 8 all the way around. I'll also move those to the 7th of June. If you get out, you should go see the public defender. If you can't get out, the public defender is going to come see you at the jail before you go to court, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Cheyenne Stevens. Morning, Cheyenne. What's your date of birth?
10/31/1995.
Cheyenne, you're here on a charge of aggravated battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Yes, February of this year, she was adjudicated guilty on a disorderly conduct. 2012, oh, sorry, that was delinquency. She has a couple of batteries for delinquency.
Okay. Cheyenne, I have an address for you in Hartford, Connecticut. Is that where your home is?
No.
Okay, where do you live now?
Brooksville. 8279 Sunshine Grove Road.
All right, that's your mom's house?
Yes.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a transporter at the hospital.
All right, Cheyenne, I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. Condition of the bond, however, is that while this charge is pending, you'll have no contact with your mom, Dawn. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, don't contact her through social media. Don't have a third person contact her, don't go where she lives, don't go where she works, don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine getting a message to her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tell you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold it today up until 4 p.m. so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as that home on Sunshine Grove Road is concerned, as long as Dawn is there, you'll have to find somewhere else to go. You can go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need, wherever you plan to go. To accomplish that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They would arrange a time to meet you there with a deputy who would stand by while you got your things and got going. I'm going to have you back in court on June 16th. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Nick Crescatelli. E1579. All right, very good. Nick, the charge is trespass pursuant to a warrant signed by Judge Vergara. State, is this something they can resolve?
No, Your Honor, I haven't had contact.
Okay. So, Nick, as to this charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD. Any history?
No prior.
All right. Nick, I've got an address for you on Fine Street in Weeki Wachee. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
For a year.
Okay. Are you working these days?
Yeah, I'm an Uber driver.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm an Uber driver.
Oh, okay, Uber. All right. Nick, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. We'll have you back in court on June 10th, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hugh Rogers. Morning, Hugh. What's your date of birth?
8/6/96.
Hugh, I have a warrant for you out of Hillsborough County. The judge has signed the warrant, found probable cause for a violation of probation. They set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll let Hillsborough know you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come pick you up. If you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
No.
Thank you. Edward Brook. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
3/14/66.
Edward, I have 2 charges today. I've got witness tampering and assault being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD and state looks like he has an open case in front of Judge Norrie.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. All right, so Edward, what we're going to do this morning is on the new cases, I'll set the bond on the tampering at $5,000, on the assault at $1,000. And then it appears to me that you have an open felony case. Job number 1 when you have open cases is don't pick up new charges. Seeming that you have, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 22 CF 333. We're going to hold you without bond on that case till it comes back on June 1st. I'll send this case back to Judge Toner also on the 1st. So you'll be without bond at least until the 1st. Judge Toner can revisit your bond on that date. And the public defender will come see you prior to the 1st of June, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Slayton Westwood. Morning, Slayton. What's your date of birth?
11/19/1993.
Slayton, I got 4 charges today. I've got possession of marijuana, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, 1 count of possession of controlled substance. Probable cause all the way around. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
We'll start with the public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State.
Is 2020 had a withhold on a possession of controlled substance, and 2019 a withhold on leaving the scene of an accident.
Slayton, I've got an address for you on Casson Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
That is correct.
How long have you been there?
About 24 years.
All right. You got a job these days?
Yes, sir. I work 6 days a week.
What do you do?
I repair cars for a living.
Okay. All right. On the marijuana and the 2 paraphernalias, I'll set your bond at $500. On the controlled substance at $1,000. That's going to be a total all the way around to $2,500. I'll have you back in court on the 16th of June. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yep. Scott Heaton.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Scott. What's your date of birth?
3/30/63.
All right, Scott, I have 2 warrants today. One signed by Judge Barbie and one signed by Judge Scaglione, both of them for violation of an injunction. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Well, I was on my way to the hospital, Your Honor.
Okay, Scott, I don't want to talk about what happened. That's not what today's about. I want to find out if you want a lawyer, and then I'll set reasonable bonds, okay?
I'll take the public defender.
Very good. I'll appoint the public defender, State.
Yes, 2019, he's adjudication on a battery. 2009, adjudicated on a simple assault. And 2004, a domestic assault.
And Scott, I have an address for you on Skyline Court. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
About 7, 8 years.
Okay. And are you working these days?
I'm disabled.
All right. In each case, I'll set your bond at $500. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of those bonds is that you now continue to abide by that injunction. So whatever the rules of that injunction are, you've got to follow them. If you pick up another one of these charges, you almost certainly would be in jail without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll have you back in court on June 10th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. William Keener. Morning, William. What's your date of birth?
4/23/1990.
William. First thing I have is a warrant for you signed by Judge Vergara. She found probable cause for one count of grand theft. Then I have a possession of drug paraphernalia, introduction of contraband into a detention facility, and possession of controlled substance. There's probable cause for all those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
It's 2018, he was adjudicated guilty on a grand theft. 2018, adjudicated guilty on a grand theft from a dwelling, 2 counts of uttering a forged instrument, and 2 counts of forgery of a check. 2018, adjudicated guilty on defrauding a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property. 2017, adjudicated guilty on a duelist and attaching a tag. 2016, adjudicated guilty in organized fraud. 2015, adjudicated guilty on defrauding a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property. 2015, adjudicated guilty on a duelist. 2015, adjudicated guilty on a petty theft. 2011, adjudicated guilty on 2 counts of forgery and 2 counts of uttering forged bills.
All right. William, where have you been staying lately?
I've been homeless, sir.
Okay. You working at all?
No, sir. I can't get on my feet.
So on the grand theft, I'm going to leave the bond per the warrant, which is $5,000. That's coming back on the 16th of June. On the new charges, I'll set the bond at $1,000 on each of the 3 charges. So your total is $8,000 all the way around. The introduction and the controlled substance are also coming back on June 16th. The paraphernalia is coming back on June 10th. If you're able to get out, you should go see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Eric Luna Martinez. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/24/92.
Eric, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'll take a PD.
I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Merritt set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. I will change your date to June 7th. The public defender will come see you before you go to court, okay?
Okay,
Thank you. And Devin Wilbanks. Morning, Devin. What's your date of birth?
4/5/99.
Devin, I got 3 charges today. I've got a grand theft auto, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
In 2021, he was adjudicated guilty on aggravated assault on an officer, resisting with violence, petty theft, criminal mischief, and trespass. 2021, adjudicated guilty on a petty theft. 2018, adjudicated guilty on a criminal mischief. 2019, adjudicated guilty on possession of paraphernalia, 2 counts.
Okay. And Devin, I have an address for you on Townsend Boulevard in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, I'm homeless.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. On the grand theft, I'll set the bond at $2,000 on the leaving and the driving at $1,000 each. That's a total of $4,000 all the way around. The grand theft's coming back to court on June 16th. The driving charges are coming back to court on June 10th. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Y'all have a good weekend.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.